I'm going to show you one of the coolest new formations they added into Madden 24, and note that this video is brought to you by the EA Creator Network. This is not the final build of Madden 24, so it is subject to change. It's a work in progress, all right? So, we go into the New Orleans Saints playbook. It's only in that. We're going to see heavy Saint. That's not what I'm talking about. You're going to have to go really deep into this. So that's actually one of the last formations, and we're going to see this one right here. This is a beauty, called the empty triple stack. Now, before we show you the plays out of it, I want to note that if you switch the packages at the bottom of your screen with the right stick, you can actually put your tight end 3 at quarterback. I don't know who that is for the Kansas City Chiefs. That's the team I have right now. So we're just going to go Patrick Mahomes. But we're going to have 3 different play calls we can have, or we could choose from. Now, you can't make audibles in this formation. So when you pick a play, you are stuck in it. But we have the Saints power RPO. We have the Saints vertical. And we have the QB zone left. I suppose LT must stand for left in this case. Now, you could flip it. But we're going to go from left to right, and I actually think that's about how they are stack up. I think the worst one is all the way to the left. I think Saints verticals is decent, and, I mean, it's a good pass play, honestly. It's a fairly fine pass play. And the QB zone left is actually pretty cool. I've had broken out some pretty big runs with it. So, Saints power RPO. Now, this looks like the coolest and most unique of them, but I find sometimes it's kind of hard to pick up decent yardage with your quarterback while we pick up a pretty good gain right there, actually. And make sure you go down with your quarterback. You don't want to jurtle into a hit stick like I did. But you're going to be able to do that, or you can actually throw it. You see right there, sometimes that will happen a little bit often, but you do have the option to check it down over here to the screen, and you can see you're actually able to get a pretty good chunk play. So while this is, I believe, the worst of your 3 options in the playbook, I think it's not bad, and you can tell it actually misaligns the defense over there. You can see the 3 defenders kind of on top of each other. And we're going to go back to it again right there, be able to pick up a few yards. Again, do I think this is the best thing ever? No. Is it kind of cool? Could it be a cool red zone play? Maybe. Let's see. Can we get out? Ooh. I want to see. That's not. Let's go back to this. Let's go. Patrick Mahomes. Here we go. We're out. And if you're able to make somebody miss like we almost are right there, you could get a pretty big gain. All right? Now, let's move to play numero dos. This is going to be the Saints verticals out of this, and you can actually make hot routes in this if I'm not mistaken. Let me double check. Let me make sure. Yeah, so we have, I mean, we're obviously stretching the field pretty vertically, and we can make hot routes as well. So you can put a slant. I like to put a slant on this kind of middle receiver, and it's fine. A lot of times what you'll see is once you run like that RPO or you run the other run that we're about to get to, you'll see people start to go like kind of crazy with their adjustments just because, I mean, it's a weird formation, right? And so you're able to take advantage of that, and by putting a slant in the field, just go over the middle, you have 2 vertical routes, and you're able to possibly hit them deep. I don't know. It's definitely something that could happen. Look, again, right here, let's see. Can we hit Travis Kelce? Oof, barely out of reach, but a decent throw. And you guys kind of get the idea. Let's do one more. This time we're not going to make a hot route, and we're just going to look. We'll check it down, and able to get a couple of yards right there. Again, it's not like a full scheme, this formation isn't, but it's neat. It's definitely cool. QB zone left. I believe that's what it has to mean. What that is what LT means, right? Also, you can't motion in this if you're wondering that as well. But this one right here is pretty cool. You see the blocking on this? I actually touch. Oh, we had a touch on the first try. Yeah, there was a change. We could flip it too, so we could hit the other gap as well. This run's good, dude. Because if they're not base aligned on defense, it's just like, I don't know. It's hard to get the people in the box because the quarterback, instead of handing it off, he's just keeping himself, and which means you get an extra blocker essentially on the play. Jurtle. I tried jurtling. This is a play that I could see being decent in the red zone against someone who doesn't base align. I can see this being really good. Now I feel like the defense is starting to catch on to what we're doing, even though we're in practice mode. But still, this is good. Let's see. Can we cut it all the way? Let's go inside. Patrick Mahomes got slapped right there. One thing to note, though, and he just got power drove. One thing to note is that he's not fumbling. On QB designed runs, you don't fumble. So, take that for what it's worth. A little pancake right there. Ooh, almost outie. Yeah, that's this little thing right here, boys. Now, again, I don't think this is a full scheme, but the Saints playbook is fairly decent. It's kind of cool. And again, it does have that heavy Saint formation over here, which is pretty neat. Split off set, which is cool. Some pistol, some under center stuff that's pretty neat. And yeah, that's a cool thing to add in Madden 24. I love it when they add additions to playbooks, and this is a cool one. It's neat.